They smile at your face. They compliment you. They act like everything is fine. But deep down, they hate you. And they're pretending. Most people can't tell the difference between real friendship and fake friendship. Between genuine respect and strategic politeness. Between someone who actually likes you and someone who's pretending while plotting against you. You think everyone who's nice to you is on your side. You're wrong. Some of the nicest people in your life secretly hate you. They just hide it well. Better than you can detect. Until now. 500 years ago, Machiavelli understood something most people never learn. Enemies who announce themselves are less dangerous than enemies who smile. The person who openly dislikes you is predictable. The person who pretends to like you while secretly hating you is the real threat. They're close enough to strike. They know your weaknesses. They have your trust. And they're using all of it against you while you think they're your friend. Today, I'm giving you 7 signs that someone hates you but pretends not to. These aren't obvious signs. These are subtle signals that fly under most people's radar. Signals that Machiavelli would recognize instantly. Signals that tell you someone is your enemy even while they're smiling at you. Once you see these signs, you can't unsee them. And you'll realize exactly who in your life has been pretending this whole time. If you want to know who secretly hates you so you can protect yourself, smash that subscribe button right now. This channel teaches you to see what others miss. Before we start, drop this in the comments. I see through fake friends. Let's expose the first sign. Sign number 1. They're always slightly too nice. Real friends are comfortable with you. They tease you. They're casual. They're naturally themselves. But fake friends who secretly hate you are always performing. Always slightly too polite, too complimentary, too agreeable, because they're acting. And actors overdo it. They don't know what natural friendship looks like with you, so they overcompensate with excessive niceness. Think about your actual friends. They're not constantly complimenting you. They're not agreeing with everything you say. They're not walking on eggshells around you. They're real. They challenge you sometimes. They disagree occasionally. They're comfortable enough to be honest. That's what real friendship feels like. Comfortable, natural, easy. Now think about that person who's always super positive around you. Never disagrees. Always compliments. Always says yes. Always supportive. Too supportive. That's not friendship. That's performance. They're being too nice because they're hiding how they really feel. Real emotions are messy. Fake emotions are perfect. If someone is too perfect around you, they're faking it. And if they're faking positivity, they're hiding negativity. Here's why they do this. They hate you, but they need something from you. Maybe access to your network. Maybe you have power they want to be near. Maybe you're useful to them, so they pretend. They act nice to stay close. But the niceness is slightly off, slightly forced, slightly too much. Because genuine niceness is effortless. Fake niceness requires effort. And that effort shows. Watch for this. Someone who's consistently too agreeable. Too complimentary, too positive. Never any friction. Never any honest disagreement. That's not a good friend. That's someone playing a role. And people who play roles are hiding their real feelings. If their real feelings were positive, they wouldn't need to perform. They'd just be naturally comfortable. The performance reveals the pretense. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel." Translation? People see the performance. Few feel the hatred underneath. Start feeling it. When someone is too nice, ask yourself why they're performing instead of just being real. Drop this in the comments. I detect fake niceness instantly. Sign number 2. They never celebrate your wins genuinely. When something good happens to you, watch how people react. Real friends light up. They're genuinely happy. They want details. They celebrate with you. But people who secretly hate you, they react wrong. Too fast, too brief, too fake. The smile doesn't reach their eyes. The congratulations feels hollow. The conversation changes quickly. They acknowledge your win, but they don't celebrate it. Because they can't. because they hate that you're winning. This is subtle. They say the right words. Congratulations, that's amazing, good for you. But the energy is off. There's no genuine excitement, no real joy for you. Just words that check a social obligation box. Then they either change the subject immediately, or they subtly diminish your achievement. Oh, that's great, yeah, I know someone who did that too. Bringing up someone else doing the same thing. Minimizing your accomplishment, making it seem less special. Or they'll add a qualifier. Congrats on the promotion. Hopefully the extra work won't stress you out too much. They're not celebrating, they're planting seeds of doubt, reminding you of downsides. Because they don't want you to feel good about your win. They want you to feel anxious about it. Real friends amplify your wins. Fake friends who hate you diminish them. Always. Here's the psychology. They're jealous. Your success makes them feel worse about themselves. So they can't genuinely celebrate because your win feels like their loss. They hate that you're succeeding. But they can't say that. So they perform the minimum acceptable response, then move on as fast as possible. Or they subtly undermine it to make themselves feel better. Watch carefully next time you share good news. Who lights up genuinely? Who gives you forced congratulations, then changes subject? Who subtly diminishes what you accomplished? The reactions tell you everything. Real friends celebrate your wins like their own. Fake friends resent your wins and barely hide it. Once you see this pattern, you can't unsee it. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Translation, they appear happy for you. But you need to experience what they really feel. Watch the micro expressions, the energy, the follow-up questions, or lack thereof. That reveals their real feelings. Drop this in the comments. I watch how people react to my wins. Sign number 3. They bring up your past mistakes casually. Real friends let your past stay in the past. They don't bring up old failures, old embarrassments, old mistakes, because they're not relevant. But people who secretly hate you can't resist. They bring up your past failures disguised as jokes, as casual conversation, as innocent memory sharing. But it's not innocent. It's strategic. They're reminding everyone, including you, that you failed before, keeping you small, keeping you humble, keeping you from getting too confident. This happens in groups especially. You're talking about something current. They'll casually mention that time you failed at something similar. Oh yeah, remember when you tried that before and it didn't work out? They're not reminiscing. They're undermining. They're planting doubt in everyone's mind, including yours. Making people remember you as someone who fails. Making you doubt yourself before you even try. Or they'll bring it up as a joke. We all remember that disaster last year, right? Everyone laughs. Including you probably. Because it's framed as fun memory. But it's not. It's a calculated reminder of your failure. Real friends don't weaponize your past. They let you grow beyond it. Fake friends keep bringing you back to it. Because they want you stuck there. They want you to stay the person who failed. Not become the person who succeeds. Here's how to spot it. Notice who brings up your past mistakes. Who references old failures. Who jokes about embarrassing moments from years ago. If someone consistently reminds you or others about times you failed, they're doing it on purpose. They hate seeing you succeed now, so they keep reminding everyone you failed then. It's subtle warfare disguised as memory sharing. Real friends talk about your future, your potential, your growth. Fake friends talk about your past failures, your old mistakes, your previous embarrassments. The difference tells you everything. Someone who loves you wants you to forget your failures and remember your strengths. Someone who hates you wants the opposite. They want everyone, including you, remembering when you were less than you are now. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Translation: people who bring up your past failures fear your current success. They're trying to keep you small through casual reminders of when you were smaller. Don't let them, and recognize it for what it is. Hidden hatred disguised as friendly conversation. If you're recognizing someone who does this, hit that like button right now. Drop this in the comments. I notice who weaponizes my past. Sign number 4. They're only available when you're struggling. Real friends are around during good times and bad times. They celebrate your wins. They support your struggles. They're consistent. But fake friends who hate you have a pattern. They disappear when you're doing well. They're suddenly busy, can't make time, don't respond as fast. But the moment you're struggling, they're immediately available, super supportive, very concerned, ready to help. This seems like good friendship. It's not. It's hidden hatred. Here's why they do this. They're comfortable with you struggling because it makes them feel better about themselves. Your success threatens them, makes them feel inadequate. But your failure is comforting. It confirms they're not missing out. You're not doing better than them. So they want to be around for that. They want to see you struggle, to hear about your problems, to witness you at your lowest. It makes them feel superior, without having to actually improve themselves. Watch the pattern. When you're winning, they're distant. When you're losing, they're close. When you have good news, they're unavailable. When you have bad news, they're all ears. This isn't friendship. This is someone who needs you to fail to feel okay about themselves. They don't want you to succeed. They want to be there when you don't succeed so they can feel better in comparison. Real friends want updates during your wins. They want to hear about your success. They make time when you're thriving because they're genuinely happy for you. Fake friends avoid you during those times because your success makes them uncomfortable. But your failure makes them comfortable. So that's when they show up. To witness it, to feel better about themselves, to confirm their jealousy was unfounded because look, you're not doing so great after all. This is one of the clearest signs. Map out someone's availability against your life circumstances. Are they more present during your low points than your high points? That's not support. That's someone who needs you to struggle to feel okay about their own life. Real friends celebrate your highs and support your lows equally. Fake friends only show up for your lows because your highs threaten their ego. Machiavelli once said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves." Translation: you need to be smart enough to see the trap. The trap is someone who appears supportive but only during your weakness. They're trapping you in a narrative where you need them during struggles. But they resent you during success. That's not friendship. That's strategic presence during your vulnerability. Drop this in the comments. I notice who shows up only when I struggle. Sign number 5. They subtly compete with everything you do. Real friends don't compete with you. They're happy being themselves while you're being yourself. But people who secretly hate you can't help competing. You get something, they need to get something similar or better. You achieve something, they need to one-up it. You share good news, they share better news immediately after. It's not coincidence, it's competition disguised as conversation. You got a promotion. Within days they're talking about their promotion or their opportunity or their achievement. You bought something nice. They bought something nicer, or they're about to. You went somewhere cool. They went somewhere cooler or they're planning to. Everything you do triggers them to do the same or better, because they can't stand you having something they don't have. Can't stand you achieving something they haven't achieved. Their hatred manifests as constant competition. This is exhausting. You can't share anything without it becoming a competition. You can't have a win without them trying to match or exceed it. You can't just exist without them trying to prove they exist better. Real friends don't do this. They let you have your moment. They let you have your thing. They're comfortable with you having something they don't because your success doesn't threaten theirs. But fake friends who hate you, your success is a direct threat to their ego. So they must compete, must prove they're equal or better, must make sure you don't feel too good about yourself, must make sure everyone knows they're doing just as well or better. It's constant, it's subtle. But once you see the pattern, it's obvious. Watch for this. Someone who always has to match your news, who always has a similar or better story right after yours, who can't let you have a moment without inserting their own achievement. That's not someone who's genuinely happy for you. That's someone who's threatened by you and compensating through competition. Real friends amplify your moments. Fake friends compete with your moments. Machiavelli once said, "Since it is difficult to join them together, it is safer to be feared than loved when one of the two must be lacking." Translation: they fear being less than you, so they compete constantly to prove they're not. That fear reveals their hidden hatred. Someone who loves you doesn't fear your success. Someone who hates you fears it and competes with it constantly. Drop this in the comments. I spot competitive energy disguised as friendship. Sign number 6. They gossip about others to you constantly. If they gossip about everyone else to you, they're gossiping about you to everyone else. This is guaranteed. People who talk badly about others behind their backs don't make an exception for you. You're just the current audience. When you're not around, you're the topic. This is someone who hates you but needs you to think they're on your side. So they bond with you through shared gossip, making you think you're their trusted confidant. You're not. You're their next subject. Here's how this works. They tell you secrets about other people, share negative things about others, complain about everyone in your shared circle. This makes you feel special, like you're the one person they trust, the one person they're real with. But you're not special. You're just the current listener. They're doing the exact same thing about you to other people, telling your secrets, sharing negative things about you, complaining about you. You're not exempt. You're in rotation. This person doesn't actually like anyone. They hate everyone, including you. But they're smart enough to make each person feel like the exception, like the one person they're really friends with. Meanwhile, they're destroying everyone's reputation behind their backs, building fake bonds through shared negativity. Real friends don't operate like this. They don't need to tear down others to bond with you. They bond with you through genuine connection, not through gossip. If someone gossips about everyone to you, assume they gossip about you to everyone. That assumption will protect you. Don't share anything real with them. Don't trust them with private information. Don't believe you're their exception. You're not. You're just another person in their rotation of people they pretend to like while actually hating everyone equally. They're maintaining relationships through gossip because they don't know how to maintain them through genuine friendship. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel." Translation: you see them gossiping about others. You need to feel that you're next. Don't be naive. Gossip about others to you means gossip about you to others. Every single time. No exceptions. Drop this in the comments. If they gossip about others, they gossip about me. Sign number 7. Your gut tells you something is off. This is the most important sign. Your instinct reads thousands of micro-signals your conscious mind doesn't process. Tiny facial expressions, slight tone changes, brief hesitations. Your gut catches all of it and sends you a feeling. Something is off about this person. They seem nice, but something feels wrong. Trust that feeling. It's not paranoia. It's your unconscious mind processing data your conscious mind misses. Most people ignore this. They have a bad feeling about someone, but they override it with logic. They've never done anything wrong. They're always nice to me. I have no proof. I'm just being paranoid. So they ignore the gut feeling. Big mistake. Because your gut is reading the truth, while your logic is reading the performance. Your gut knows they're fake. Your logic sees the nice behavior and dismisses the gut. Logic can be fooled. Your gut can't. If someone makes you feel slightly uncomfortable, even though you can't explain why, that's your signal. If you feel like you need to be careful around them, even though they're nice, that's your warning. If something just feels off even though everything looks fine, trust it. Your subconscious has detected the hatred they're hiding. It's warning you. Listen to it. People who secretly hate you leak micro-signals constantly. A split second of genuine expression before they control their face. A slight tone that doesn't match their words. A brief delay before responding that reveals they're calculating instead of being natural. Your gut catches all of these signals and translates them into a feeling. That feeling is accurate, more accurate than your logical analysis of their behavior, because your logic only sees what they want you to see. Your gut sees what they can't hide. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Translation: your gut experiences what they really are. Don't override that experience with what you see them appear to be. Trust the feeling over the performance. Your gut has never steered you wrong. It's trying to protect you from someone who smiles while hating you. Listen to it. Drop this in the comments. I trust my gut over their performance. You now know the 7 signs someone hates you but pretends not to. They're slightly too nice. They don't genuinely celebrate your wins. They bring up your past failures. They're only available when you struggle. They compete with everything you do. They gossip about others to you. And your gut tells you something is off. These signs work together. 1 sign might be coincidence. 3 or more signs? That person secretly hates you while pretending to be your friend. Machiavelli understood that hidden enemies are more dangerous than obvious ones. The person who openly dislikes you can't hurt you much. You see them coming, you protect yourself. But the person who pretends to like you while secretly hating you, they're close. They know your weaknesses. They have your trust. They can strike from the inside. That's why recognizing these signs matters. Because you can't protect yourself from enemies you don't recognize. Now you recognize them. Now you see the signs. Now you know who in your life has been pretending. The question is, what you do with this knowledge. Cut them off completely, keep them at distance, stop trusting them with real information. Whatever you choose, you're now operating with truth instead of illusion. You know who your real friends are and who your fake friends are. That knowledge is power. Do 3 things right now. Smash that like button if these 7 signs just revealed someone in your life. Subscribe for more truth about reading people. Drop in the comments which sign made you realize who's been pretending. They hate you but pretend not to. Now you know. Now you can protect yourself. 7 signs, complete clarity. The choice is yours. Drop this final affirmation. I see through pretenders. I protect myself from hidden hatred. I trust my instincts.